And we are back vertically. Let's see if this actually makes a difference to the algorithm or not. We will soon find out, folks. We see D Nice in the house. Let's see who else is in here. Will we get new viewers? Will we be stuck in sameness? Who knows? Hit the like, folks. Let's hit the like. We are covering the Diddy case here vertically now. Whoop-de-doo. Vertical stream gets a different viewership sometimes. More people on their phone. Who got notified again? Let me know in the comments. Please. Part 1 of this video is up. Mia's on the stand. Had a few updates. We're going to go through some updates as they come. Please be patient. All right, let's get the likes up. Oh, you got notified twice? What's up, Gene Rick? Yes, the redirect is going to go to Lisa's page because she's on tonight. All right, let's see the latest update. And we have an update. What? Sean, oh, check this out, folks. You guys ready for this update? All right, Mia's on the stand. Sean has thrown a bowl of spaghetti at Mia, as well as turkey meat, a phone, and the computer, to name a few items. The defendant's former assistant testified under her court pseudonym. That's right. She is testifying that Combs threw a bunch of shit at her, including spaghetti bowls, turkey meat, a phone, computer, just to name a few things. This is the Mia person. During the spaghetti bowl incident, Mia said Combs was upset because she had attempted to leave his presence to change her tampon. After he threw the bowl, Mia said he told her, "Get the F out of the house." Mia said she felt terrified, humiliated, and confused by Combs' behavior, and no one intervened to stop him. Like, what did I do so wrong? She recalled thinking. Yeah, don't leave my presence because I have to change my tampon. What a fucktard. What do you guys think of that? Is that crazy or what? What do y'all think of that? That's some nuts, man. That's some nuts shit. Damn. Hit the like, folks. Yeah, 41 months. Let me see if I can read it. No way. Time flies. Nerd Report. This is the best. And what has just yuck. That was yuck, right? What a weirdo. Again, but this is not why they're on trial, though. More. Mia details 2 instances where she saw Cassie Ventura during or just before a hotel night, which is now the freak-offs, with Combs. In one case, the former assistant to Combs testified Ventura opened the door for Mia, who is using the pseudonym in a trial, was delivering an item to Combs' room. Ventura was in a blue wig. Mia said she appeared to be struggling and looked different than I had seen her. Mia said prompting her to ask if she was okay. Another time, Mia said Ventura was really nervous as she told Mia Puff wants to have a hotel night. Ventura was so upset that she fell ill with the stomach issues, Mia said. Mia's destroying a Combs on the stand, man. Once again, let me read that update. Sean threw a spaghetti bowl at Mia, allegedly. I wasn't there. As well as turkey meat, a phone, a computer, to name a few items. During the spaghetti bowl incident, Mia said Combs was upset because she attempted to leave his presence to change her tampon. Dude, what is that? Cray cray. For sure. What? You were buying 2 bottles of baby oil at the grocery store and was asked if you're going to act like Diddy with it? I would have been pissed. I would have been pissed off at that comment, man. Can't buy baby oil now. Let's hit the like, folks. This testimony is so bad my dog puked, and that's hilarious. Yeah, and the rubber duckies, man, remember that? The rubber duckies were nuts.
You don't think so? It's green and it's soft.
All right, there's some movement outside the court. What's going on outside the court?
Because remember, the Suns got out there at that end yesterday. That looks like that.
That's it. Same license plate.
Uh-oh, what's going on with the license plate?
They're going to pull up, though. Because some grandmother's there. See?
Grandma, what's going on? Here they come. Folks, the Diddy family. Family's coming back. Oh, well, this is from before. Let's see.
Yeah.
Diddy family's got, look at the media.
Just gonna follow through. Oh, you're just getting the footage in case they want it? Yeah. It's low key. Right. So they'll get the footage if they want to shoot it.
All right, here they come. The Diddy family, folks. Who are these people? Also, let me know what country, city, or state you are watching from. God bless you guys. God bless you, Grandma Combs, they say. She has fans, man. They have fans. What more could I say?
Back out. Back out, please.
You see the people, they love them. They have fans, folks. What can I say? What do you guys think of that? There's really a crowd of fans there, Sarahi. Yo, let's get the likes up, folks. Why is the screen different? Because it attracts more people vertically for some reason. It's meant for phones, mostly. No one's showing up the other way, Lily. So we're trying to see what's going on with the algorithm. Were you at our earlier stream, Lily? Like, did you get notified for our earlier stream? We're outside the courthouse. Well, I'm not, but this is. Yeah, I know it's harder to give a like. What you do is you double tap on the screen to give a like. The truth is, I used to stream like this a lot and have a lot of views, and then people started going, well, go back to the other way. And then when I went back to the other way, those other people didn't show up. So I'd rather, you know. What's up, Vinny? Or Dusty? Sorry. The last update is Sean P. Diddy Combs throwing spaghetti allegedly at Mia. Oh my God. Someone's saying crazy lady. You hear that? Someone's yelling crazy lady. Look at that. In Spanish. Vieja loca. You guys hear that? Someone's yelling at people coming out. The riot outside now. Vieja loca. Old, crazy woman. All right, I'm playing it again. That was funny. There's some action, right? Well, I don't know where that thing went. All right, let's wait for the next update. 14 minutes ago was the next update. There's nothing on it. This is a slow day, folks. Very slow. Super slow day, man. Over there at the court. If I was in New York, you find a way to get in the courtroom and report to you all. Yeah, that'd be dope. Hey, what's up, Shelly? Hope you're having a good day. All right, we're waiting for updates, folks. Is this real? Check this out. It's pretty crazy right there, man. Coast Guard vet lured her accused Aris to the woods, executed him, then went to get tattoos. So this lady supposedly lured this guy. I don't know, man. I don't know if this is true. Interesting. I mean, he looks like the typical Tesla vandal, so I don't know. The looks are there. They should leave her alone if true. Just let her go. Give her a $100,000 car. That's crazy. Look. And he looks like the typical Tesla vandal. So I don't know. They got the right picture. I don't know what this is real or not, though. I mean, this isn't what's wrong with people. This is actually, if it's real, it's good. She lured her accused, Aris to the woods and then ended him. Screw him. Looks like the kind of guys that, he looks like it. I don't know. Like the kind of guys that spray paint swastikas everywhere. All right, let's hit the like button, folks. Let's if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe right now in the top right hand. Subscribe and then introduce yourself in the comments as someone who subscribed, as we are getting live updates here on the Diddy Combs trial. 2 minutes ago, there's an update. Let's check out the update. All right. Latest update, Washington Post. Ann Berrigan, who's been doing a great job. One day in 2013, Mia testified. Sean Combs took her phone and ran into the men's restroom at his cable TV office, Revoked Network. This is the network he owns, I guess. Mia said she chased after him and was partially inside the bathroom when Combs slammed the door on her arm. She thought at first it was an accident, she said, but he slammed it on her again multiple times. So she's trying to chase him to get her phone back, and he's slamming the door on her. This guy's really violent. Man. But he's on trial for that. Combs ended up fleeing the building still with her phone. Mia said at the time she took the incident as kind of bullying joke. Why? She thought of it as a joke because she got slammed with the door. That's weird. She said Combs told her she wanted to have something on her because she had things on him. Okay. I made a lot of excuses for him in my head. Okay, she's making up excuses for her head. A lot of people are making up a lot of excuses for Diddy's behavior. Bro, listen, you can ignore anything you want, I have to say here, but there's a lot of weirdos around Diddy and a lot of people testifying against them who are opportunists too. We're trying to get rich, okay? And look the other way. You could call me an asshole for saying that, but do you agree that there were a lot of people looking the other way taking shit from them just to capitalize. There comes a point where you got to take responsibility, bro. Not everyone had Stockholm syndrome. I doubt it. And to sit there and pretend, you know, yeah, there are people there. She's looking, she got slammed. She got slammed allegedly by the door on her arm, and she's like, "Oh, it was a joke." Ha! Hundreds of people. Yeah, we gotta start pushing back. Is that everybody that's testifying is 100% innocent, man? They're there, and they have. There's some truth to it, man. There's some truth to these people are not cool. Can we grow up and stop blaming everything? Everyone's a victim of everything. People are looking the other way constantly here. People are constantly looking the other way in this trial. Let's have the likes up, folks. Also, if you just subbed, make sure to sub. We're trying to hit 75,000 subs today. We could do that right now, folks. Hit the subscribe. I know you're out there. He's either, wait, let me see what you have to say right here. He's either going to walk away or be offed. Diddy is too connected to risk throwing all these elite people under the bus. Good point. Listen, but where are the elite people? Who's been mentioned? It seems like there's the actors, celebrity stuff here is not really that big. But I always said music industry preys more on fans. Eight minutes ago was the last update. Is Diddy gonna walk? Let me know in the comments. You tell me. I know right now, as I ask that question, there's an idiot going, "You're pro Diddy." Man, grow up. I'm asking the question. I'm not pro Diddy. He's not. Let me know in the comments. We got one person saying no. No Diddy? Nope. Melly says no. Jamie Foxx is saying his illness was Diddy's poisoning him, allegedly. Some celebrities are speaking up. Yeah, I reported that there was an incident like that with What did Jamie Foxx say? All right, let's see what AI has to say. It's probably wrong, but you got to do your own research, folks.
Jamie Foxx has publicly addressed his 2023 health crisis, revealing that he suffered a stroke caused by a brain bleed while filming the Netflix movie Back in Action in Atlanta. The incident left him in a coma for approximately 20 days, during which he experienced memory loss and required intensive care. Fox credited his sister and daughter for their quick actions in seeking medical attention, which he believes saved his life.
All right. No Diddy. So court has 40 minutes left. What is going on here?
I take every voice inside, sings a different song. What is wrong with me?
This little girl just got the... No one told her to shut up. This little girl just got the mic, took a hold of the mic in a plane and started singing? What the hell am I looking at? Has anyone seen this video? Look at this.
Hard I try. Every turn
Can you hear it?
I take, every trail I track, every no matter how hard I try. Every turn I take, every trail I track, every path I make, every road leads back. It's a place I know where I cannot go, where I long to be. See the line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know. If I go, there's just no telling how far I'll go. I know everybody on this island has a role on this island. Everything is by design. I know everybody on this island has a role on this island. So maybe I can roll with mine.
What is this song from?
I can make us strong, I can lead with pride. I'll be satisfied if I play along. But the voice inside
Please, people, don't
sings a
applaud
different
after
song.
this in
What
the
is
plane.
wrong with me? See the line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. And it seems like it's calling out to me, so come find
The Stewart's behind her? What the
Let
heck?
me know what's beyond that line. Can I cross that line? See the line where the sky meets the sea. It calls
Shut up!
me.
Shut
No
up!
one knows how deep it goes. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me,
Shut
one day
up!
I'll know how far I'll go.
Oh, my dog's howling. Why didn't anybody tell her to shut up? What is wrong with people, man? Was that awful? Press 1. What's this? Tory Lanez, I don't know what's going on here. Drops witness audio from the Megan Thee Stallion shooting. Girl shoots into car with Tory sitting in the back. Tory Lanez team has launched a spiraling detailed new website containing never before heard audio from the night that got him convicted for pew-pewing Megan Thee Stallion. Really? I didn't know about this. I'm not gonna play the video because yeah, I'm waiting for. I'm talking about other shit as I. Well said, Sadai. I'm talking about other stuff as I wait for updates. Right? Last update was 17 minutes ago. At this rate, we're probably going to get 2 more updates and then the thing's over. Because it ends in like half an hour. You know?
She called me. So even though she's trying to say that I beat her up or I did all this stuff bad to her, you see that she
What is that?
was the best expert witness. We talk about expert witnesses. Sean Combs has lived all. He's been everywhere.
Can you guys hear that guy?
No matter what witness takes the stand, Sean Combs is going to be writing notes in the courtroom to his defense attorney to say, ask them this, ask them that. Oh, this doesn't make sense because they're saying X, Y, and Z. I was there, Sean Combs, and I know this wasn't there because we have another. So Sean Combs is his own best witness who was telling his defense attorney, oh, hold anything that the witness said.
Yeah, no doubt. And when you have your life on the balance of either life in prison or continuing to get more information. Again, we are worldwide for you, bringing you the latest as Mia is still on the stand. Let's give you some of the details.
All right, some details.
The back and the forth that we are getting from court reporters that are inside of the courtroom right now. Prosecution says, was there violence in their relationship? Mia says, yes. Prosecution says, we'll get back to that. What was Mr. Combs' role with respect to her career? Mia said he decided on everything. Shows, the look. Prosecution then showed an exhibit. What is this, they asked. Mia says, an email from
A lot of repeating the same thing over and over again.
including me. Prosecution says, when did she send it? Mia says it was 4 a.m. It says 7 a.m., but we were in California. It was one of their hotel nights. Prosecution says, what did she
What's
write?
up,
Mia says,
PMM gone wild?
apologizing to Interscope and others. Prosecution says, did Mr. Combs respond? Please read. Mia says, Cass wrote about telling Slevin Hill. Prosecution says, what did she mean, do you think? Mia says, Stephen Hill of EET, Cass wrote, no support, no show. Prosecution says, why did you forward this to Tony Fletcher? Mia says, I had to keep her informed. He was in charge of booking hotels. Prosecution says, did you ever see Mr. Combs on a movie set? Mia says, yes. Everyone would be very nervous. He would insert himself. Prosecution says,
Everyone's scared of this guy.
Cassie's appearance. Mia says,
No one has balls.
Prosecution says, did you have exposure to Cassie's finances? Mia says, yes. Prosecution says, how? Mia says, I learned the company paid her credit card.
Oh, what's up, Project Metal?
Where she lived were under his
It's gonna take me a while to remember that, man.
cars. Prosecution says, did you take things away? Mia says, yes. Cars, jewelry, and support. And you couldn't get her on the phone.
So you guys can hear that guy, all right?
Mia then said, we've been keeping tabs on her through me. Prosecution says, it is part of your job to spend this time with Cassie. Mia says, yes, I had to do whatever Puff told me to do. Prosecution asked, did you go where you wanted? Mia says, no, acting where Puff told us we would be. Prosecution says, and if not, Mia says something very scary. Punishment is unpredictable but terrifying. Prosecution says, we'll talk some more about that. How would Mr. Combs communicate with Ms. Ventura? Mia says, sometimes through me. Prosecution says, did you see violence? What kind? Mia says, I saw a lot of the aftermaths and injuries she had. I've seen him attack her and throw her on the ground. I've seen him like crack her head open. I've seen him chase her, things like that. Prosecution says, did she fight back? Mia says, no. Prosecution then said, what did you hear and see? Mia says, suitcases being thrown in the foyer. Prosecution says, did you see Cassie after that? Mia says, she was outside crying in a bush. She looked terrified. She gestured, I'm hiding, I'm not here. Prosecution says, what did you do? Mia says, retreated. Prosecution says, did you tell anyone? Mia says, I think the chef was in the kitchen. The sentiment was like, Combs' defense team objected, judge sustained. Prosecution says, what did the chef say to you? The defense objected again. Prosecution says, not for the truth. The judge sustained. Prosecution, what happened in Cassie's apartment? Mia says, we were there, me, Cass, and Deontay Nash. Prosecution says, what were you doing? Mia says, helping her pack for a big trip to London. Puff came banging on the door, very irate. Prosecution says, how did he get in? Mia says, a key from the front desk. Prosecution says,
AG Pam Bondi make
asking Cassie. Mia says, he said, have you been drinking or something? She hadn't answered his calls. Prosecution says, what did Mr. Combs do? Mia says, he came after me and Deontay screaming as she'd been drinking. He was crazy aggressive. He attacked her. Mia then said he threw her to the ground. Me and Deontay jumped in and tried to stop it. Prosecution says, what did you do? Mia says, Deontay is very small in comparison to Puff. There was a little tornado going on. He had Deontay in a position where I was scared he was going to kill him. Mia then says, so I jumped on Puff, but he threw me off and against the wall. I felt like I was in slow motion. I realized we were against the wall. He ran into the bedroom and grabbed Cass. Under the bed is the wood bed platform. He slammed her head into the corner. Prosecution says, what injuries did Cassie get? Mia says her head was gushing blood. Prosecution says, what did Mr. Combs do? Mia says he got into protector survivor mode. He said to call Dr. So-and-so and tell them Cass was drunk and hit her head. Prosecution says, why did you do it? Mia says, Puff told me to. Mia
Pretty much
then
everything
says his
we've
eyes were
read.
black. It was like he was going through me. He was just completely, the judge says, let's get to the next question. Prosecution says, did you see Mr. Combs take drugs? Mia says, yes. Prosecution says, when he was high, how did he appear? Mia says, sometimes the life of the party, or he was hyper. Prosecution says, where was this? Mia says, Ibiza or Burning Man or a music conference. Prosecution says, when he smashed her head, did he seem high? Mia says, no. Prosecution says, did you go to Prince's party? Mia says, yes. Prosecution says, what happened the night before? Mia says, a big award ceremony, a suite in the Beverly. Mia then says, he told me to stay with Cassie and that he was going to be at his house with his kids, but then I heard about Prince's party. Prosecution says, what did you do? Mia says, Cass and I debated like little kids if we should sneak out of the house and go to Prince's party. Mia then says, Prince performed on a little table, then I saw Puff come in with his bucket hat. We locked eyes. I thought, oh crap, Cass just booked it. Prosecution says, where did you go? Mia says across the street there were woods or bushes, but Puff caught Cass and had her on the ground. Mia said Puff started to attack her, but Princess Security quickly intervened.
Princess Security,
Says
man.
later,
Let's get the likes up,
Mia
folks.
says, I went to another hotel. The next
We're
day,
waiting for
the police
updates.
told me Puff was suspending me without pay. Prosecution said, did she say why? Mia says that Puff said I was being insubordinate.
How's the audio, folks?
Prosecution then went on to say we have subpoenaed from Verizon phone records. Ms. Gergos has agreed that if your honor finds them admissible, you can give them to us and we can get them. Combs' defense says that's fine. The judge says let's get Mia back. So prosecution continued after the break. Mia, you were speaking about violence between Mr. Combs and Cassie. Have you traveled to Turks and Caicos? Mia says yes. To Parakeet twice in 2012, me, Puff, and Cass. Prosecution says, what happened? Mia says, I was sleeping in my bedroom and I was woken up. Mia says, Cass ran in saying, you got to help me, he's going to kill me. Prosecution says, what
will
do
be
you
the
do?
focus
Mia
of
says,
the
we started pushing furniture in front of the door to try to block it. Puff was banging and screaming. I had a Porsche that went out to the beach. We ran.
No, what? Do you guys hear an echo?
Prosecution says, what do you remember about running? Mia says, I remember being amazed that even while running fast, we could be attacked by bugs. He says, did you run another time? Mia says, I have another visual where we were hiding of trying to escape like 2 separate times. Mia says, we got into paddle boards and went on the water. Puff was on the beach screaming at us. It was
What's the
flat,
echo
we
of?
went
The
on
guy?
far. Puff got smaller and smaller on the beach. The sky got dark and Combs' team objected. The judge overruled. Mia says we went back. Prosecution says, did you ever call the police? Mia says no. Prosecution asked why not. Mia says, I believe Puff's authority was above the police. This was before social media and Me Too. There were no examples of people standing up. I thought it was under the confidentiality deal with Puff's business.
Is it really bad?
Prosecution then says, what's this? Mia says, a photo of Cass eating a hot dog at the premiere of her movie, The Perfect Match. She has bruising under her makeup. I took the photo. Prosecution says, any other injuries covered up on a red carpet? Mia says, yes, at a film festival. Prosecution says, what injuries did you see? Mia says, a busted lip, she was injured. Prosecution says, where were you? Mia says, in her hotel room with Larry Sims, her hairstylist. Prosecution says, did you learn how she got the injuries? Mia says, Cass has an audio recording of Puff attacking her. Prosecution says, how did Cassie sound on this audio recording? Combs' defense team objected, judge overruled. Mia says, panicked. I heard the sound of someone getting hit. Prosecution says, did you go to the events? Mia says, the premiere of Brad Pitt's movie, Killing Them Softly. Prosecution says, what happened at the premiere? Mia says, Puff was digging his nails into her arm and talking low. Prosecution says, what would Mr. Combs ask you to do? Mia says, take care of her. I bring her some gel. Prosecution asks for what? Mia says, that was for the bruises. Prosecution says, let's turn to December 22nd, 2011. Mia says that Puff's house mood was darker than normal. This was more of a like, Puff was upset.
Bro, check out this headline.
What did he tell him? Mia
Look
says
at this
that
headline
Cass
in the
had been
comments.
talking to somebody else.
I mean, in the screen.
Prosecution says who? Mia says Kid Cudi.
Look at this shit.
Prosecution says,
But this
how
isn't
was
RICO?
he? Mia says
Well,
he
no,
was heartbroken.
it can be.
I never witnessed Cass do something to really cause him to be
He
upset. I
assigned
thought
the
something
assistant
bad
to
would
do it.
happen.
Yeah. Look at this.
Prosecution says, did you
Look on
then
screen,
see her?
folks,
Mia says,
and
in a
try not
black
to
car
barf.
with Capricorn Clark. Prosecution then says, did you reach out to anyone? Mia says, yes, to D-Rock. Prosecution then showed an exhibit. What is this? Mia said, my emails with D-Rock. Prosecution says, only the redacted.
What is
gone into
this
evidence.
guy is the worst, man.
Combs' team objected. Prosecution says he was security. Judge says with that foundation, admit it. Prosecution read the messages. Mia says, I wrote to D-Rock, I'm worried about P. This feels different. Hit this email when you get
Press
it. Love
1 if you think this guy's the
Prosecution
worst.
says, were you romantically involved with D-Rock? Mia says, definitely not. That's just how we talked. Prosecution then said, let's talk about the hotel nights. What was your role? Mia says, I would sometimes take them there, unpack, set up. I would have to just be like on call essentially and clean up before housekeeping. Prosecution says, what would you bring? Mia says, his lotions and potions. Mia says, Astroglide and candles, some of them cheap Glade candles without the label on. They had to be white. Prosecution said, what else would you bring to the hotel? Mia says, anything he forgot at the house. Food, money. Prosecution says, how much? Mia says, a lot, like thousands of dollars. Prosecution says, do you remember seeing Cassie? Mia says, at the London Hotel in New York, I brought something up to the room. Cass opened the door. She was wearing a bright blue wig. Prosecution says, how did she appear? Mia says, like she was struggling. I asked, are you good? She closed the door. Prosecution says, who told you to clean the rooms? Mia says, Puff, in the office. It was standard. Sweep the rooms so no housekeeper could sell anything to TMZ.
Oh my God, Ann, really?
Mia said,
Look at the screen, folks. This is insane.
I've seen broken glass, sometimes blood, and even oil on the walls. Prosecution says, what would Mr. Combs tell you about the blood? Mia says that it was period blood. Prosecution says, what happened in Cassie's car in L.A.? Mia says, Cass got a call and told me he wants to do a hotel night. I don't want to. She got sick. Prosecution says, after the hotel night? Mia says, man down. Prosecution says, what did that mean? Stay in the room sleeping, only out to eat.
I'm with my voice.
Drugs before you work for Mr. Combs. Mia says, no. Prosecution
Test.
says, and after? Mia says, yes, MDMA. Puff
This is
Davidson
so
says that I was
gross.
now part of the Breakfast Club.
There we go.
Prosecution asked, what did he mean? Mia says, like the Cool Club. He said,
I don't know if I could take a month more of
I
this.
felt like I was now a friend hanging out and I could enjoy myself.
It's not too much info. It's the info we need, unfortunately. They need. Can we get the likes up, folks, for my effort?
We had the blackout shades down. Mia says he had the drugs on plates. I tried to say no. Prosecution says, what happened? Mia says Puff wouldn't.
I don't know
let
what's
it
wrong
go.
with him.
It turned a little more serious. Then I was going to mess up the whole vibe. I tried to.
The entire thing is so
got close to my
up.
face and humiliated me. Prosecution said, how? Mia said he separated out a dose and made me snort it. I didn't want to fall into the K-hole. I'd seen a person, it looked like an exorcism. Prosecution said, did you want to take the ketamine? Mia says, I didn't feel like I had a choice. Prosecution says, did he take drugs while working? Mia says he was always working, once on the way to Chelsea Handler. Prosecution says, how did Mr. Combs treat you? Mia says, sometimes like a best friend and working partner, sometimes like I was a worthless piece of crap. Prosecution then asked, how would he compliment you? Mia says, my work, he'd give me life advice. Prosecution says, and to tell you you were worthless? Mia says, long extended rants about how incompetent and stupid I was threatened my job. Prosecution says, anything physical? Mia says, he would throw things at me. Prosecution says, did he talk about jobs for you? Mia says, yes, before Revolt Films, he talked about other companies. I told him I wanted to create and develop TV shows, especially comedy. He says that's what he wanted to do too. Then he'd take away my credits. Prosecution says, what did he throw at you? Mia says, a bowl of spaghetti, turkey meat, a computer, a phone.
Yeah, we read this.
Says, let's talk about the spaghetti. What did he tell you to do? Mia says to go get people, but I needed to change my tampon. He yelled, yo girl. I said, do it now. Mia said blood was dripping down my leg. I said, I have to change my tampon. Prosecution said, what did Mr. Combs do? Mia said he threw his bowl of spaghetti at me and then said,
all right, we got a update real quick. I'll read the update. Are you guys ready for the update? Hit that one button. Mia testified that Sean Combs first abused her in a penthouse suite at the Plaza Hotel around the time of his 40th birthday party after he asked her to do vodka shots with him in the kitchen. I was like standing against the wall and I just remembered he was talking, and all of a sudden his face got closer. I didn't really know what was happening, she said. The witness, his former assistant, said she didn't vocally object, but didn't want him to do what came next. He leaned in to kiss her and put his hand up the side of her dress. Mia testified as she spoke, she kept her head down and her loose hair covered her face. Okay, but why are you still around this dude though? The dude's 40. He asked her to do vodka shots. I was standing against the wall. I just remember he got closer. He got closer to her face. And then she says, I really didn't know what was happening. Are you fucking real, dude? He's trying to... Ladies, if you're over 20, you don't know what's happening? The dude's trying to advance at you. You gotta also, man... I don't know about some of these people. So he puts his face on her and she doesn't know what's happening. It's money, money, money. And then if I say that, people want to attack me like I'm some sort of misogynist. No, fuck that. Well, I mean, if he laced her drink, I don't know. There's no accusations of that. She doesn't know what was happening because the guy put his face on her. Are you real? Are you all real? Seriously? You don't know what's happening. Bro.
Says, get the F out of my house. He chased me out. I was barefoot. I had to hide in a bush, then to a hotel. Prosecution then says, what did HR tell you? Mia says that I was going to be suspended without pay. That's what Puff wanted. Prosecution says, where were you when he threw a computer at you? Mia says, in a trailer. Swiss Beats was there. The Wi-Fi was broken and I went to look into it. Mia says, I came back and said that they were working on it. Prosecution says, what did Mr. Combs do? Mia says, I said I should talk to Bill Gates if I had to. Then he threw his computer at my head hard. It just missed me. I ran and hid behind the luggage van. Prosecution then asked, how did you feel? Mia says, I wondered, what did I do to make him like this to me? Prosecution says, did he hurt you? Mia says, Turks and Caicos at the Revolt offices. Prosecution says, where were you at Turks? Mia says, a hammock by my room. Pump dumped a bucket of ice on me and was screaming at me. Mia says, then Puff took my phone. I didn't want him to see it. The team, we messaged about his moods. I didn't want him to see it, so I jumped on his back. Prosecution says, what did he do? Mia says, he threw me back into the pool. Prosecution says, and at Revolt TV, Mia says he was using my phone and I didn't want him to see my messages. Maybe I called him an a-hole. I tried to get my phone back. He ran into the bathroom and slammed the door on my arm repeatedly. Prosecution says injuries. Mia says bruises. All right, so we are continuing to get more information here on Live Now from Fox Worldwide for you.
All right.
Again, we are worldwide for you, bringing you the latest as Mia is still on the stand. Let's give you some of the details, a little bit of the back and the forth that we are getting from court reporters that are inside.
All right, what are you looking at right now on screen? You're probably wondering what the hell? In the city of Shanghai, China, a very unusual method is being used to treat insomnia. People are hanging from their neck with a belt and gently swinging for a few minutes. Those who try it claim their sleep improved significantly. Look at this. And then you all want to say the Chinese are way ahead of America. No, dude, get the fuck out of here. What is that shit, dude? Hey, everybody, you want to cure your sleep? Get the hell out of here, dude. What is this? Oh my God! It looks like a playground for. Look at this thing. That is dumb as shit. We hang upside down though to align our backs. This is to cure sleep. This cures your sleep, yo. And then there's this headline on the screen you have to look at. By the way, almost 1,000 people watched, and can we get the likes up, folks? Come on. Diddy says sorry, but when you get prescribed pills to sleep and you still have insomnia swinging from the neck like that, ain't gonna fix the problem. Yep. I'm not on Twitch right now, no. But if you can share the link for that, and so you can subscribe. D Nice, if you could share that. What a bunch of swingers. That's not how David Carradine offed himself, no. It's similar, but not exactly. All right, so serious testimony here with Mia, who's that's her pseudonym. Mia wept on the stand as she testified that Combs ordered her at his Los Angeles home in 2009 and 2010, or 2010. The witness and former assistant of Combs, using a pseudonym to protect her privacy, said she was sleeping in a spare room and had left the door unlocked because it was house rules. Mia said she woke up to Combs on top of her, starting to force himself. Okay, I'm not going to read the rest of it. I just froze. I didn't react, she testified. It was very quick, but it felt like forever. Did she still work with him after, though? I mean, it could be Stockholm Syndrome, but she just, I don't know. Could we get 2 more likes, folks? Let's go. He's the one that decides when you're going to leave, but not, I mean, there's a limit, Denny, though. Like, we can't say everybody's, everyone? No one rebelled, huh? No one rebelled. No one left. We need one more like, folks.
Beverly. Mia then says he told me to stay with Cassie and that he was going to be at his house with his kids, but then I heard about Prince's party. Prosecution says, what did you do? Mia says, Cass and I debated like little kids if we should sneak out of the house and go to Prince's party. Mia then says Prince performed.
Say, look at Cassie. She couldn't hide from him whenever she goes. Well, she was in a relationship with him. What is everyone else's excuse? I mean, he can't be everywhere at once.
On a little table, then I saw Puff come in with his bucket hat. We locked eyes. I thought, oh crap, Cass just booked it. Prosecution says, where did you go? Mia says, across the street there were woods or bushes, but Puff caught Cass and had her on the ground. Mia said Puff started to attack her, but Prince's security quickly intervened. Prosecution says, and later, Mia says, I went to another hotel. The next day, HR told me Puff was suspending me without pay. Prosecution said, did she say why? Mia says that Puff said I was being insubordinate. Prosecution then went on to say we have subpoenaed from Verizon phone records. Ms. Gergos has agreed that if Your Honor finds them admissible, you can give them to us and we can get them. Combs' defense says that's fine. The judge says, let's get Mia back. So prosecution continued after the break. Mia, you were speaking about violence between Mr. Combs and Cassie. Have you traveled to Turks and Caicos? Mia says yes. To Parakeet twice in 2012, me, Puff, and Cass. Prosecution says, what happened? Mia says, I was sleeping in my bedroom and I was woken up. Mia says, Cass ran in saying, you got to help me, he's going to kill
This
me.
thing should last. This thing is probably going to end in 10 minutes.
Mia says, we started pushing furniture in front of the door to try to block it. Puff was banging and screaming. I had a porch that went out to the beach. We ran. Prosecution says, what do you remember about running? Mia says, I remember being amazed that even while running fast, we could be attacked by bugs. Prosecution says, did you run another time? Mia says, I have another visual where we were hiding of trying to escape like 2 separate times. Mia says, we got into paddle boards and went on the water. Puff was on the beach screaming at us. It was flat and we went out far. Puff got smaller and smaller on the beach.
Yeah, BJ does a great job. I don't know if I'm going to be here live. I don't like.
Judge overruled. Mia says we went back. Prosecution says, did you ever?
Yeah, I don't know if it's. I don't know, man.
No. Prosecution
I don't know.
Why not?
I don't know if people are interested in this topic on my channel. Like enough to.
There were no examples.
Because I am really using a lot of resources. And maybe like standalone videos I'll be doing more.
Says, what's this? Mia says a photo of Cass eating a hot dog at the premiere of her movie, The Perfect Match. She has bruising under her makeup. I took the photo. Prosecution says.
No, I know Diddy, but there's like one person. You know, there's not one person, but there's like 40 people here. Like.
Prosecution says, what injuries did you see? Mia says a busted lip. She was injured. Prosecution says, where were you? Mia says, in her hotel room with Larry Sims, her hairstylist. Prosecution says, did you learn how she got the injury?
Oh, yeah, we're live.
Says Cass has an audio recording of Puff attacking her. Prosecution says,
I think Shelly's behind on the chat.
Audio recording. Combs, defense team objected, judge overruled. Mia says, panicked. I heard the sound of someone getting hit. Prosecution says, did you go to the events? Mia says, the premiere of Brad Pitt's movie, Killing Them Softly. Prosecution says, what happened at the premiere? Mia says, Puff was digging his nails into her
Yeah,
arm
we do have
and
standalone
blow.
videos.
Prosecution says, what would Mr. Combs ask you to do? Mia says, take care of her. I bring her some gel. Prosecution asks for what? Mia says, that was for the bruises. Prosecution says, let's turn to December 22nd, 2011. Mia says that Puff's house mood was darker than normal. This was more of a like, Puff was upset.
Many
Prosecution
updates,
says,
Shelley.
what did he tell him? Mia says that Cass had been talking to somebody else. Prosecution says, who? Mia says, Kid Cudi. Prosecution says, how was he?
Thank you,
Mia
Diddy.
says he seemed heartbroken. I never witnessed Cass do something to really cause him to be upset. I felt something bad would happen. Prosecution says, did you then see her? Mia says, in a black car with Capricorn Clark. Prosecution then says, did you reach out to anyone? Mia says, yes, to D-Rock. Prosecution then showed an exhibit. What is this? Mia said, my emails with D-Rock. Prosecution says, only the redacted one into evidence. Combs' team objected. Prosecution says he was security. Judge says, with that foundation, admit it. Prosecution read the messages.
Well, after this, I'm gonna eat lunch and then go for exercise. Probably walk the dog
Were you
too.
romantically involved with D-Rock? Mia says definitely not. That's just how we talked. Prosecution then said, let's talk about the hotel nights. What was your role? Mia says, I would sometimes take them there, unpack, set up. I would have to just be like on call essentially and clean up before housekeeping. Prosecution says, what would you bring? Mia says, his lotions and potions. Mia says, Astroglide and candles, some of them cheap Glade candles without the label on. They had to be white. Prosecution said, what else would you bring to the hotel? Mia says, anything you forgot at the house. Food, money. Prosecution says, how much? Mia says, a lot, like thousands of dollars. Prosecution says, do you remember seeing Cassie? Mia says, at the London Hotel in New York, I brought something up to the room. Cass opened the door. She was wearing a bright blue wig. Prosecution says, how did she appear? Mia says, like she was struggling. I said, are you good? She closed the door. Prosecution says, who told you to clean the rooms? Mia says, Puff in the office. It was standard. Sweep the room so no housekeeper could sell anything to TMZ. Prosecution says, how were the rooms? Mia said, destroyed. Candle wax everywhere. I've seen broken glass, sometimes blood, and even oil on the walls. Prosecution says, what would Mr. Combs tell you about the blood? Mia says that it was pure blood. Prosecution says, what happened in Cassie's car in L.A.? Mia says, Cass got a call and told me he wants to do a hotel night. I don't want to. She got sick. Prosecution says, after the hotel night? Mia says, man down. Prosecution says, what did that mean? Mia says that they stay in the room.
No, I haven't eaten yet. I have a new dog. Lisa and I have a new dog.
Before you work for Mr. Combs? Mia says, no. Prosecution says, and after? Mia says, yes. MDMA. Puff gave it.
Holy shit. Welcome, the wood chick. Thank you very much for coming back. I haven't been around Nerd Report since Gabby Petito and Johnny Depp. Welcome back. What brought you back, though? Like, why haven't you been back?
Like the Cool Club. He said his MDMA was pure. I felt like I was now a friend hanging out and I could enjoy myself. Prosecution says, did you take ketamine? Mia says, yes, at Burning Man. We were partying on a tour bus. We had the blackout shades down. Mia says, he had the drugs on the place. I tried to say no. Prosecution says, what happened? Mia says, Puff wouldn't let it go.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome back. Hopefully you stay on.
Then I was going to mess up the whole vibe. I tried to fake take it. He got close to my face and humiliated me. Prosecution said, how? Mia said,
stay tuned. We're waiting for updates.
Made me snorted. I didn't want to fall into the K-hole. I'd seen a person. It looked like an exorcism.
All right, folks, we have an update. Well, at least a summary from Washington Post, one of their writers. They're doing a really good job. What is the lady's name, to give her a shout out? Anne Brenningan. Sean Cohen's former assistant used a pseudonym. Is that how you say it? Pseudonym Mia said the incident of alleged groping, forced OS and R-ing she detailed on the stand were part of a long pattern of S assaults. The assaults, some which she couldn't remember clearly, were always random, oddly spaced, she said, making them hard to predict. Her working relationship with Combs had no boundaries. Mia explained, but the assaults didn't happen when she might expect. She was as when she was in the room at all hours of the night. Or she even talked to him while he was on the toilet. What a weird, this is like so weird. But again, it seems to be Diddy's circle where there's no other celebrities in here. Mia never told Combs no, she said, because she feared the repercussions of denying him. At the time, she said Combs threatened to use the assaults against her by telling Cassie Ventura, her close friend and girlfriend. But she never said no. How does this... Mia never told Combs no, she said, because she feared the repercussions of denying him. How's he supposed to know that, though? Again, Mia never told Combs no. She said she feared the repercussions of denying him. At times, she said Combs threatened to use assault against her by telling Cassie Ventura. Yeah, but that would mean he knew that he was forcing himself on her. Again, at times, she said Combs threatened to use the assaults against her by telling Cassie Ventura, her close friend and girlfriend. All right, let's see how she words this. I couldn't tell him no about a sandwich, Mia said. I couldn't tell him no about anything. I just thought I would be punished. So you never said no. You got to say no. Do you got to say no? Do you got to say no? For the guy to know that it's... Did he have no... But she's not setting any boundaries. You got to set the boundaries, no? I'm confused.
Did he take drugs while working? Mia says he was always working, once on the way to Chelsea Handler. Prosecution says, how did Mr. Combs treat you? Mia says, sometimes like a best friend and working partner, sometimes like I was a worthless piece of crap. Prosecution then asked, how would he compliment you? Mia says, my work, he'd give me life advice. Prosecution says, and to tell you you were worthless. Mia says, long extended rants about how incompetent and stupid I was.
All right, you guys want to keep hearing this? Hit that like button. I'm waiting. Hit the like button. Continued updates. You got to hit the like button.
Threatened my job. Prosecution says anything physical. Mia says he would throw things at me. Prosecution says, did he talk about jobs for you? Mia says, yes, before Revolt Films, he talked about other companies. I told him I wanted to create and develop TV shows, especially comedy. He says that's what he wanted to do too. Then he'd take away my credits. Prosecution says, what did he throw at you? Mia says a bowl of spaghetti, turkey meat, a computer, a phone. Prosecution says, let's talk about the spaghetti. What did he tell you?
Jackie says, Lewis, when saying no to something is likely to get you punched in the face, it's really hard to do. I really feel sorry for her. Okay, but she never said she never said no. I don't get it. Not saying no is guaranteed R. So, dude, this guy, I don't know. I think his circle's toxic, man. We got to start. We can't just give everyone an excuse. His circle's toxic. They wanted money, and they got in. You know, they wanted fame, fortune, a lot of them, and you know, they got in too deep with the sharks. They went swimming too deep into the water, man. What more could I say?
To do. Mia says to go get people, but I needed to change my tampon. He yelled, yo, girl. I
The tampon
do it
again.
Now. Mia said blood was dripping down my leg. I said, I have to change my tampon. Prosecution said, what did Mr. Combs do? Mia said he threw his bowl of spaghetti at me and then says, get the F out of my house.
This is so
Chased me out.
disgusting.
I was barefoot. I had to hide in a bush, then to a hotel. Prosecution then says, what did HR tell you? Mia says that I was going to be suspended without pay. That's what Puff wanted. Prosecution says, where were you?
I agree, Sarai, but, you know, no one said no.
Trailer. Swiss Beats was there. The Wi-Fi was broken, and I went to look into it. Mia says, I came back and said that they were working on it. Prosecution says, what did Mr. Combs do? Mia says,
So, ladies in here, what's the appropriate action to take if someone makes advances at you and tries to kiss you and you don't want it? There's only one thing to do. Say no. But she didn't say no, as far as I could tell. And then if he keeps going, then it's an assault. Right? Because now he has that as a scapegoat.
I said,
He could go on there and say, he may go out there and say, yo, oh, it's no? Well, then,
behind the luggage van.
wood chick, let me know what it is then. Because I really want to hear this. What do you do? Instead of laughing and saying no, what is it? Because laughing and saying no, that's not what it is, doesn't prove me wrong. Pull back and say no. That's what you do. If some dude tries to kiss you and you don't want it, what do? You pull back and say no. I think Dusty's got it right. And if he keeps going, oh, okay, sorry. It's because a lot of people, I'm sorry, it's hard, because a lot of people, like, I say this and they get offended, like if I'm saying something totally out of line. That's the way life is. You got to go out, and I would say no when it looks like he was coming at me. Exactly. But you would, key word, you would say no. Woodchick, you do agree with me then? I meant to say no. Yeah. It depends how much power the person, no, I can't. It depends on how much power the person has over you. Personally, I would stop him and tell him to F off and leave first time. What up? Oh my gosh, this is crazy. We got the girl, the myth, the legend, Steph the Alterner. Hey up, guys. How are we doing? We doing all right, Steph. We're updating this P. Diddy thing. Reading all the updates and disgusted because look at the headline. Look at the headline right there. Somebody had to testify. Steve says, Lewis, you're absolute legend. Thank you so much. Legend just means you're old. What is up, Steph? If anyone's not subscribed to her, great to see her. She's been kind of MIA for a bit. Personally, I haven't talked to her, but she's on her channel. It's an absolutely disgusting headline, followed by some disgusting testimony. Accompanied with disgusting testimony. Yeah, Steph is right. Diddy needs to go down, but a lot of people are asking the question: Is the RICO are the RICO charges in play here? Because that's what he would go down for, and the S trafficking. My answer is 100%. I do believe that has been proven because he is from what I understand, okay? He is the head of an enterprise. He is the leader. He is paying people and also extorting people to do things under him that are not legal. At least that's what I've seen. I may be wrong, okay? That's RICO, right? Like he's the head of a criminal organization. What are the crimes? Well, S trafficking, which is hiring a S worker hiring an S worker to travel state lines to have these parties that are now hotel meetups or whatever they're calling them. And those meetups, there's DRUG involved, which is illegal. And not all states here in the United States, the S working is not legal. Okay, so you can't have like DRG parties with S workers and then ask people to clean up after it and call other people to organize these things and then threaten people. That is RICO from what I understand. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but I will say this. There is an emphasis on that Diddy's a dick, that these are toxic relationships. That is way more front and center than the RICO stuff. So that is being paid more attention to. We're disgusted at this headline, but I could see how people are like, well, where's the RICO law? These are both toxic people. Now, also, there's a lot of people that are not taking responsibility on the stand. They're just going along with the Diddy behavior. But from what I understand, a lot of them have immunity. So that's why they're testifying. I do believe that a lot of these people that are testifying would be charged with criminal acts or have broken the law in a way if they didn't get immunity. So that's where I'm at. 100%, yes, he screwed under RICO and XX trafficking. That's what it looks like, right? There's too much evidence against him. But are the people in the stand? Are there people in the stand paying attention to that evidence? Now, when I give you my opinion, feel free to disagree, folks, in the comments. Did I break it down okay? Educate me. I'm good with it. Once again, Steph, thank you for coming on in here. I don't know if you're still watching. Steph, the Ultra Nerd. At least 2 RICO charges. You only need the jury to agree to the charges. Yeah, and look, if someone comes in here and says, there's no RICO, where is it? We'll have the I would love for them to have, I would love to have a discussion with them back and forth. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a law expert. But one thing I'm not going to do is call them names. We got to find out why people think differently. Calling someone a name because they think differently than you is just, that means you don't know what you're talking about. That means you don't have a leg to stand on for your opinions, right? But if he wasn't a bad person, she wouldn't be scared to say no. Well, okay. But she's still got to say no. So, like, bad people get told yes all the time for S advances? Exactly, Juki. A lot of people think this. I hope he goes down for the rest of his miserable life. He's made many people's lives absolutely miserable. He is evil. I agree. Ann says people did say no. So he allegedly DRUGGED'd. I don't want to read too many of those words out loud because of the algorithm. People to prevent them from ability to say no. Okay. That's a issue right there. Extortion, trafficking, kidnapping, and 5 more that I didn't remember. Well, you know what? Come back and let me know. Thank you, Steph. Thanks for dropping in. If you all haven't supported Steph, go in there. She's doing a great job. She's got a political channel. I love her political channel. I do watch it and everything. And she's got She's on the Royals, man. She's on the Royals, and she's done a very good job. And it's Steph the Ultra Nerd. Let's go. And, she gave me my balls back, so I'm very happy. Yeah, you can't consent while intoxicated, but my question is, was Mia intoxicated? Thank you, Dixie. So one thing that's great is we learn about law, kind of, covering these cases. And the other day, I was talking to someone, and I said something to him, and he goes, "What are you, a cop or a lawyer or something?" I'm like, "No, I just cover these things on YouTube." All right, here we go. Latest update. The jury has been excused, and Mia's testimony is done for the day. That means she'll be returning tomorrow to continue testifying. All right. Another update. Mia's testimony about alleged assaults she expressed while working for Combs was halted and occasionally difficult to hear. The witness, who is testifying under the pseudonym, struggled to repeat the things she said Combs did to her. Okay, that's legit, man. That's legit hurt right there. She hung her head and appeared to shrink while recalling an incident of forced sex, whispering the words. Okay, you guys, I can't repeat that word. She broke down in tears at several points during the afternoon. Combs was quite still when Mia was on the stand, leaning back in his chair with his head collapsed on his lap. His hands. Sorry. His son, Christian Combs, Justin Combs, Quincy Brown, who were also present. Okay, let's see if we see them coming out of the courtroom. They should be coming out of the courtroom right now, folks. We're going to watch them get out of the courtroom, the family right now. That's why everyone.
Aggressive defense lawyers do. They
Oh, no.
go on the offense.
What just
and
happened?
They want to put the prosecution on the defense. Really, it wasn't necessarily something any judge is going to grant, because if there's a mistrial, we got to start all over. We're talking about new jury.
Oh my God,
jury
yeah, that'd be
selection,
crazy.
opening statements. You got to bring Cassie Ventura back, and let's talk about what the basis for the mistrial
All right, so we got the jury is now dismissed. The court has ended, and we'll see if we see the family leave. What's up, Marsha? Yeah, Mia needs a big hug after she finished her testimony. Exactly. This channel sucks?
No, right? That's not it, right?
No worries. If you're late, better late than never. Oh, people are coming in. Thank you so much for coming on in here. She's coming in tomorrow, I guess, Mia. Thanks, everybody. The new people that just got here, hit that one button. Marsha, yeah, I was wondering where you were at. Did you all get notified? Oh, tomorrow's cross-examination. You know what? This is going to be very interesting tomorrow. Very, very interesting. Did BJ end her live? Did she end her live? Yeah, tomorrow you want to ask her if she was intoxicated. They won't do that though, because if she's cross-examined and they go, were you intoxicated as Diddy made advances? That's illegal too, right? Thank you, Kim Sims. I'm trying here. I don't really have a co-host. I have you all coming on in here and people are not getting notified. It's very discouraging, and I know people are telling me to shut up about this, but I gotta say it. It's very discouraging that I feel like, I see people covering this. They have like 5,000 people watching, and I have 30. It's like I'm being blocked. My thumbnail's fine. My title's good. I know that it's not horrible. And you know what? I'm reading off the updates and giving you a take. And there you go. All right, I guess we're waiting for the family to come out. Folks, real quick, if you haven't subscribed, there's a button on the top. Hit the subscribe button, man. Also, if you want to help by keeping the lights on, you could send in a super chat. You could send in a super sticker. You could become a member. I don't think anyone's done that yet. You could be the first one to do it. We got Gene Rick celebrating 41 months, but we haven't had any new members today or any gifted memberships. It would be great if we get that. Or you could do PayPal. If the mods could share the PayPal link, that would be amazing.
Becomes waking up in the morning, looking at psychology content for the end of the day, and just feeling like they're personally involved, like obnoxious comments. You don't have any moderators.
I'm gonna put this one over there. No, that's it.
Pressure. Yeah.
What color's the car? I can't see him because I got a lot of people in front of me, but if he comes in, he'll see me. He'll see people out in the camera. That's it. When you come to the back, so work. It's on the courtroom? Okay, back to the one key, back to so you tell me what is that, right?
What is this? That one?
It's supposed to be something.
We didn't take Pearl all the way to December 1.
You must be coming this way. What is
He's coming from water.
You're coming from water, right? Okay, so he's gonna be on the opposite side of the street. Well, you gotta go to the corner and come out. I'll come out.
Oh shit, am I muted? Oh, sorry about that. What was the last thing you heard me say? So embarrassing. All right, let me go. Fox News is reporting. Diddy's ex-associate claims he bought drugs for the rapper on request. That's a headline. Once again, Diddy's ex-associate claims he bought drugs for the rapper on request. Isn't that RICO? Stay tuned, folks. The family's going to come out. Once again, headline: Diddy's ex-associate claims he bought drugs for the rapper on request. Oh, people are going crazy. People are going crazy outside the courtroom, folks. Stay tuned. I don't know if there's any mods. What do you need, Marsha? I could mod. Is there a troll? No, well, look, D-Nice is a mod, but she's not obligated to be here all the time. D-Nice, don't worry about it. All right, the family's about to come out. Someone's going crazy, man. Hey, what's up, girl? Emily with the gifted membership. Thank you. Who's going to match Emily? Hearts for you. Thanks for the support, girl. You had a blast over there on Twitch, right? Crazy people right now outside the courtroom, folks, waiting for the family to come out. Unless this is a loop.
Stay right there. Stay right there. I see his white. That way. White, he says white girl. White girl, white girl. Yes, that's the thing. That's it? That's it? Thank you.
All right, here we go. Are they coming out or not, man? What did she disclaim? She did a disclaimer. What'd she say? Love you, Lewis. Thanks for the coverage for us, Jackie. 19 months. That's a lot, man. Thank you. Oh, they're dropping names? I don't know. Are they dropping names here too? I don't know. I can't. I'm not going to be deleting people for that though. If they want to guess who it is, I don't know. Is that illegal? I can't. I can't ban people when I only have like 20 people watching. You know what I mean? I don't have that luxury. She's got 10,000 people watching. She could be picky. Mods, do not ban anyone unless you ask me first. No, I know you're not dropping names. Yeah, Mia's a pseudonym. I don't know. I don't know who she's supposed to be. Or who she really is, or whatever people think. What is RICO exactly? We're waiting for the family to come out. Meanwhile,
RICO stands for the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organization.
this guy's so low today.
Federal law enacted in 1970 to combat organized crime, especially when criminal.
All right, let's see what the AI says.
RICO stands for the crime, especially when criminal enterprises try to operate under the cover of legitimate businesses. Key points of RICO.
Oh, the family's coming out. Hold on.
To target patterns of.
Hold on. Family's coming out right now, folks. Family's coming out. Let's see their demeanor. Do they look defeated? Let's check it out.
You want to stay right there. Stay right there. I see his white. Keep going. That way. White. He says white girl. White girl, white girl.
Family's about to come out. Here we go. Stay up. People are saying stay up. A lot of love for them. A lot of support for the family.
God is watching, folks. God is watching.
But they don't want to show that type of
Only God can judge.
Only God could judge.
Don't show just the upper narrative. Show them all. Let's get all the narratives. Let's get them out there.
A lot of support, folks. Emily, thank you so much. Emily says, last night was so much fun. Can't wait for the next one. That's on Twitch. New Report Radio. Shout out to Emily.
Straight up. You're going to try to suit up to come to me and I ain't got it. They going to forward the lawsuit to me and I ain't got it.
Thanks for the support, Emily. Let's press like to Emily. Let's watch it again. Family's about to come out. I felt like you were waving in your seat. Awesome.
Justin! Let's go, brother. I'll be over the crowd again. I'll be passing off again.
Oh yeah, Tessa's doing. She's doing some good reporting. Tessa, I seen her channel. She's doing some great shit, man. Great stuff. She's on it.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here they come. With the fans. Stay up. A lot of supporters. Are you guys? Are you all surprised by this?
Yo, Lucci, hey, Lucci, check your deal.
God is watching, folks. God is watching.
They still got a smile on their face. You know what I mean? Come on, but they don't want to show that type of
Only
element.
God can judge. God is watching.
Show that element. Don't show just us the other narrative. Show them all. Let's get all the narratives. So, let's get them out there. Don't get clipped by the van. Straight up. You gonna try to suit up and gonna come to me and I ain't got it. They gonna pull the suit to me and I ain't got it. I ain't paying y'all, man.
So this is outside the courtroom right now.
My prediction is lawyers
Oh, there's arguments outside the courtroom. You guys listening? Yeah, I want to hear the beef, man. Who wants to hear the beef? Hit that one button. It must be like crazy outside there. Actually, it looked like there's not as many people as I thought.
That second objectively start moving.
Yeah, the beef. Tammy wants to hear the beef. Let's get the likes up, folks. I think we're pretty much done for today, man. All right, I'm gonna turn it to the chat. What stood out today the most? Any questions? We'll give it a minute. Don't forget Grayson reports tonight. I want to know what the beef is. Yep, I know. I told you guys about the music industry. But then again, what do I know, right? Except everything before it happens. Mia has been extremely powerful. Yeah, no, she's really been a tool to take down Diddy. Very damning testimony. Here comes the notifications. Yeah, that headline was crazy. I gotta go for a walk. All right, folks, I'm going to end the stream. We have standalone videos and more reporting on this and other things coming soon. Thanks for watching. Nerd out.